All right, let's dive right into one of the trickiest parts of the UCAT Decision Making section. We're going to master the strongest argument questions together.
Welcome to EduRev. I'm so glad you're here. In this explainer, I'm going to break down a method that will help you consistently and confidently find the strongest argument and absolutely ace this part of your exam. So, let's get real about the challenge. You know the feeling, right? You've got a question, 4 options that all kind of sound plausible, and the clock is ticking down. You've got maybe 30 seconds. How in the world do you find the single best argument? Well, it might feel like guesswork, but I promise you it's all about having the right strategy. And that's exactly what our path looks like today. First, we'll get clear on what these questions are really asking. Then, we'll nail the core skill of matching terms. After that, we'll get into the key tactic, elimination. And finally, we'll pull it all together into a simple 4-step method you can use every single time. Let's do this. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1. First things first, we need to understand the rules of the game. What exactly are these questions asking us to do?
At its heart, your job is actually pretty straightforward. You get a proposal that can be answered with a yes or a no. Your task is to find the one statement that hits that proposal head-on, the one that's the most direct and persuasive. We're not looking for fancy words or emotional appeals, just the most logically solid point.
This slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? A winning argument does 3 things perfectly. It matches the logical terms of the question, it answers the question directly, and it just makes sense. The incorrect arguments, on the other hand, are just clever decoys. They'll try to change the subject, shift the scope of the debate, or they'll just have a big logical hole in them. Our mission is to become expert decoy spotters. Moving on to Section 2. Now, this is huge. This is the single most important skill, the non-negotiable foundation that everything else is built on. I'm talking about matching terms. I want you to burn this idea into your brain. Words may change, meaning cannot. This is the golden rule. A strong argument absolutely must address the core ideas from the question. The phrasing can be different, sure, but the fundamental meaning has to be a perfect match.
Let's make this real. Look at this question. Should schools install CCTV cameras to improve student safety? Okay, we have 3 key concepts here: schools, CCTV, and student safety. Any valid argument, whether it's a yes or a no, has to connect all 3 of those pieces. If an answer starts talking about general community safety or just school funding, nope, it's missed the point entirely. Okay, Section 3. We've got the foundation down. Now let's talk strategy. This is how we outsmart the test itself, how we beat the test makers at their own game.
Listen closely, because this is a total game changer. The secret is to stop looking for the right answer. That is a trap, and it wastes precious seconds. The real key to speed and accuracy is getting incredibly good at spotting and eliminating the 3 wrong answers. The one that's left standing has to be the correct one. Seriously, this shift in mindset changes everything.
So, what are these flaws we're hunting for? Well, the biggest one is the scope shift. That's when an answer sneakily changes the topic. Then you've got basic logical flaws where the reasoning just falls apart. You'll also see totally irrelevant points, or answers that say yes but then argue no. Our job is to be a detective, quickly scanning for these telltale signs of a weak argument.
All right, here we go. Section 4. Let's pull all these pieces together into one simple, powerful, and repeatable process. This is your ultimate game plan. And here it is, the 4-step elimination method. Step 1, read the question and lock in those key terms. Step 2, and this is absolutely critical, you compare each answer option only to the question. Never ever compare the answers to each other. That's a recipe for confusion. Step 3, hunt for those flaws and eliminate any answer that has one. And Step 4, the last one standing is your champion. Simple as that.
Let's put it into action with our CCTV example. The correct answer here says yes, and directly connects CCTV to safety by talking about deterrence and emergency response. It hits all our key terms. Now look at the incorrect one. It shifts the scope immediately to school funding. It's not about CCTV anymore. Using our method, that's an instant elimination. See how fast that is? Okay, we're in the home stretch. We've covered a ton of ground, so let's do a super quick recap to make sure all of this really sticks in your mind. Think of this as your mental cheat sheet. On the left, your must-dos. Always match the logical terms, use elimination, and answer the direct question. And on the right, your must-avoids. Don't compare the options to each other, don't get sidetracked by fluff, and whatever you do, don't fall for those sneaky scope shifts.
Keep this simple framework, and you'll be set. So, you've got the theory, you've got the method. What's next? Well, it's all about practice, practice, practice. You need to build that muscle memory. And the absolute best place to do that is on the EduRev app. It's loaded with full UCAT guides, tons of practice questions, and mock exams to get you ready.
You can grab it right now from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. It has everything you need to continue your UCAT prep all in one place.
I'll leave you with a final thought to take into your next practice session. Now that you know what to look for, which one of those common flaws do you think you'll be able to spot first? The scope shift? An irrelevant idea? Think about it. Thanks so much for joining me. Good luck with your practice, and I'll see you in the next explainer.